Hi, my name's Annie, and this is my lovely co-host Tony, and this is my channel, Annie Eats Less. This is a channel where I discuss my diet and weight loss efforts. Okay, I was just told that I needed to lean back and appear a little more relaxed, that would make for a better video. If you're interested in seeing my take on beauty and makeup related matters, you're free to head over to my other channel, Annie's Ageless Beauty. Over there I do BoxyCharm and Ipsy Glam Bag unboxings, review various makeup and beauty related products, and also film myself just putting on makeup sometimes if I feel like it. If you like my video, I'd really appreciate it if you'd click on the like button down below. If you'd like to see more of my content, please subscribe and hit the notification bell icon so you'll get messages when I do upload something new to this channel. If you have any questions, comments, or criticisms, feel free to leave those below as well. Yesterday was Monday, February the 15th of 2001. And Monday is when I do my official weigh-ins. However, this isn't exactly an official weigh-in because I was snowed in and I didn't wake up to go to work like I normally do on Mondays. I ended up staying in bed for a couple of hours past the time that I normally wake up. The reason I'm not calling this an official weigh-in is because my official weekly weigh-ins are at the same time every week under the same conditions to reduce as many variables as possible. I try to keep the conditions that I film my weekly weigh-in as close as possible so that I can't really have any wiggle room to say that I weighed more then because of this, or just have an inflated sense of how much I'm losing. I'm trying to be as consistent as possible. So my weigh-in this week was about 4 or 5 hours past the time I normally do my weigh-ins on Mondays, which isn't a huge amount, but like I said, I want to be as consistent as possible. So I have been consistently logging my weight. Most days when I weigh myself, I write it down. This week, when I weighed myself when I first woke up, I weighed 199.2 pounds. Last week, when I did my official Monday weigh-in, I was at 200.6 pounds. So my weight went down about a pound or so. This week, when I measured myself at my thickest point, I was at 53 inches. While last week, I was at 51 and a half. This week at my thinnest point, I was at 37 inches. While last week that number was 36 inches. So my weight went down about a pound or so, and my measurements increased a little bit, about an inch or so. I'm not really that concerned about the increase because I might be holding the tape measure differently or choosing a different part of my body. Even though I'm trying to be consistent, it's hard to be perfectly consistent about choosing a part of your body to measure. I've changed things up a little bit. I do my normal weigh-in routine, but then after that I also put on my workout clothes. Those consist of a pair of leggings, underwear, a sports bra, a tank top, and pretty much that's it. I've tried weighing that outfit, and I think it weighs just over a pound, which seems about right to me. So right after I did my usual weigh-in, not an official one because it was a few hours later than normal, but still the same routine, I filmed myself doing a YouTube weigh-in. And that differs, of course, because I'm wearing clothes. So I'm going to go ahead and show that footage right now. I also did my best to film what I look like in the full-length mirror I keep right near my scale. So we're going to go ahead and look at that right now. So that's what I have for my weekly YouTube weigh-in. I'd like to spend a little bit of time talking about how my weight loss efforts went, just to give an idea of what I've been going through and what I've been doing, whether I've had any ups and downs and things like that. So overall, I think I did fairly well last week. According to the scale, I did lose a couple of pounds. I think that number is a little inflated because I did sleep extra time. I do feel that if I had done my weigh-in at the normal time I do them, my weight loss would have been a little less, but still I would have lost something. I do intermittent fasting, which means I only eat during a certain period of time during the day. And I'm doing a fairly restricted one, where I only eat for 1 hour a day. At least that's what I do on days when I work. On the weekends, I'm a little more relaxed, spreading it out over 4 or 5 hours. But I'm certainly trying to not eat all the time, like I used to do when I was at my heaviest. I feel I did pretty well with my eating this week. I did have a couple of slip-ups. One day, I think it was Wednesday, not 100% certain, but I think Wednesday, I had kind of a carb attack where I was just really craving just any kind of crackers and sweets and things like that. And I did sort of give into it. I polished off most of a sleeve of Ritz crackers, and I ate a few Rice Krispie bar treats and a couple of handfuls of M&Ms. And I'm a little disappointed with myself for that. Even though technically it's a part of next week because it's after I did my weigh-in, I also slipped up a little today, and I, for some reason, told myself it was okay to eat 1 or 2 Oreo thin cookies, and then it was okay to eat a couple more. And then suddenly I didn't care about my diet, and I probably ate a dozen or a dozen and a half of those. I don't know how many servings that was, but it was too many. I also drank a small container of chocolate milk that I had, as well as had 3 or 4 cups of tea with half and half in it, about the usual amount that I put in. So I didn't sit and binge for hours and just eat till I was stuffed like I used to do, and I haven't been snacking on potato chips all day, every day like I used to do, but I still have room for improvement. I know I didn't have to eat any of those things that aren't really on my plan, as well as choosing to eat when I'm not actually in my eating window time. I'm a little happier with how I've been doing with my exercise. I have an elliptical, and it's a pretty good one, and I don't think I missed any days on it this week. On days when I work and have to work the next day, I spend about 20 minutes on it, but on days when I don't work or I don't have to work the next day, I try to spend at least 40 minutes. And I hit both of those goals this week. In fact, a couple of days this week, I stayed on it for 50 minutes. Both of my legs are a little bit sore right now, but that seems normal since I've been pushing myself, I feel. I'm hoping that eventually my legs will get stronger, and hopefully that will help with the bad knee issue that I have. So to recap, I wasn't 100% perfect this week, but I could have been a lot worse. I'm slightly disappointed that I gave in to my urges and ate things that I didn't need and would have been better off not eating. I don't feel that the exercise I did was enough to erase the times when I ate things that I didn't really need. But when I look at how I acted overall this week, I think I did fairly well. I've decided to start giving myself a score out of 1 to 10 to describe how I feel I've done for the week. And looking back, I think I give myself a solid 7. I could have done significantly better, but it could have been a lot worse too. I think that the highlight of my weight loss efforts this week was reinforcing the idea that I want to get on my elliptical every day. I do plan on taking a day off from the elliptical every 2 weeks or so. When I started working out on my elliptical regularly, I searched in Google for the word elliptical. A couple of the articles I read suggested that it was a good idea to take a day off from using the elliptical every 10 to 14 days. So I plan on doing that. Even if I don't really need to do that, it's only once every 10 to 14 days. And I don't think it'll really hurt anything either. My hopes for next week are to be a little tighter in my eating schedule. I'm going to do my best to keep in mind to just eating in the 1 hour a day window that I've set up for myself. And I certainly hope that I don't start eating things that I absolutely don't need, like Ritz crackers and Oreo cookies. That's all I have for this video. I'm really hoping that I have a good weigh-in a week from now. But however it turns out, I'm still going to film it and put it up because I think it's important to show the good and the bad. That's all I have for today. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.